Yesterday, I started telling you about three sentences that I use to harness my perfectionism for good. Not get rid of or cure my perfectionism, just point it in a more helpful direction. Sentence number one was perfection is a direction. You can hear all about it in yesterday's video, which I've linked above. Here is sentence number two, low cost lessons. Let me explain what I mean. Learning lessons through books is really satisfying. I love to sit down with a textbook or a course and go through all the lessons systematically. There is nothing like the satisfaction of learning new things one piece at a time. And yes, I am a Hermione Granger level nerd. However, learning lessons through experience can be pretty annoying. For example, I can still vividly remember a meeting that I led in my first year of working. I've been receiving great feedback for my presentation skills so far, and I thought I was doing a good job in this meeting too. I was being charming and funny while also getting all the main points across and keeping the meeting on track. And then after the meeting, my boss pulled me aside and she told me, Pooja, you're normally great in meetings, but you got too comfortable in that one. You were too casual. Some of the phrases you used were too informal. Don't forget, we're still presenting to a pretty senior audience here. I want you to button it up. I was so embarrassed. I pretty much just wanted the earth to swallow me up whole. And in that moment, I was experiencing a cognitive illusion called hindsight bias, aka the I should have known error. Obviously, I didn't know that I was being too informal in that meeting. If I'd known, I would have corrected it immediately. But once I did know, I completely forgot what it was like to not have known. I couldn't erase that knowledge from my brain. I couldn't remember what it felt like to not know that. And suddenly, the fact that I was being too informal became the most blindingly obvious, incontrovertible, unquestionable fact in the world. And my brain told me, you should have known, and then proceeded to feel pretty terrible. And even though there's literally no way I could have known until I was told, the I should have known error can make learning lessons through experience rather than books feel pretty terrible. Even knowing that this is an illusion, not a truth, can help make it feel less terrible. But here's what I do to take the edge off my embarrassment and frustration when this happens. I imagine myself learning the exact same lesson many years in the future in a way higher stakes environment. And then I look at the way that I did learn the lesson and I tell myself, hey, low cost lesson, that's pretty good. For example, my boss just told me I was too informal in that meeting. Imagine learning that lesson for the first time 5 years from now in a giant boardroom in front of an audience that was totally unfamiliar with me, with a boss who wasn't my fan and sponsor, in a meeting that was critical for my career. Hey, compared to all that, I just got a low cost lesson because I learned it in front of an audience that had worked with me for many months and was very familiar with me, with a boss in the room who was a big supporter of my work, and in a meeting that was just a check-in, not a critical presentation. So, got a pretty good deal on that lesson. So as you go through your day today and you feel the irritation of learning new lessons through experience and then having your brain tell you you should have known that, I want you to do what I just did. I want you to imagine yourself learning the exact same lesson many years in the future in a way higher stakes environment. And then look back at the way that you did learn that lesson and tell yourself, hey, low cost lesson. Thanks, universe. Shakespeare once said, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. Let me say the same thing to you now, just in my language, not theirs. I would say it as, your circumstances aren't the problem. Your thoughts about your circumstances are the problem. And learning how to separate your thoughts from the facts and then change your thoughts about the facts so that you feel better and act differently and create different outcomes in your life is exactly what you learn how to do in coaching. We're doing it right now in all the videos that I make. And if you want to take your mastery of the skill set to the next level and apply it fully in your day-to-day life, then I want you to come talk to me and we can get started. There's two ways you can work with me. You can be one of my private one-on-one clients. You can book a free coaching consult at the link above and we can talk about how we can work together. Or you can join my course and coaching program when it opens shortly. The link to join the waitlist is above.